buddies, Blue Ducky.
And Max. This is the second time we're doing it. It's the Once Upon a Time After Show, Season 5, Episode 2. Mm-hmm. And we're also, after the After Show, we have it fits in. Peter Pan, the motion picture. We just saw it. We got a special advanced screening. So we're going to do a quick review of that after the After Show.
Yeah, it's going to be a spoiler-free review because the movie doesn't actually come out until October 9th. I was able to see it early, but since you guys can't go out and see it yet, I'm just going to... it's not going to be any spoilers.
Okay, but go ahead, go get into the episode.
Okay, just a quick reminder, though, for the Once Upon a Time After Show portion of this episode, there will be spoilers because it's an after show, and I'm going to be talking about specifics that happened in the Season 5, Episode 2 of Once Upon a Time. So if you haven't seen it yet, come back later. Okay, so for the title screen of this episode, we got to see the Once Upon a Time, and then there was like the Enchanted Forest, like always, and the inserted image in this episode was of a weeping willow tree that we later learn is Merlin in Camelot. Merlin is trapped as a tree. And there is a prophecy that the chosen one, the savior, would come to Camelot. Oh, My Little Pony on the mind. Camelot and free Merlin from his tree state. And we don't know how he got trapped as a tree or anything like that. So this episode was completely, either storybrook, which is like going on now, and then there was flashbacks to Camelot, and some people from Camelot got brought back to Storybrook, and they have no memories of what's happened for the last 6 weeks either. In this episode, we got to meet Guinevere, King Arthur's wife, for any of you who don't know who Guinevere is. And that there was also another knight that showed up that had a bigger role. It was Percival. And other new characters that came in this episode. Can you remember any other new characters, Max?
That's what you put me on the spot. I was going to say Percival and Guinevere.
Yeah. I think those are the only two new characters we got to introduce in this episode. But then Percival tries to kill Regina because he recognizes her as used to be the evil queen, and when the group comes into Camelot, they tell Arthur and everybody that Regina is the savior because they don't want Emma to be using her magic because that leads her down the dark path the more. So Percival recognizes the lie and then doesn't tell anybody but just tries to kill Regina, and in the process ends up mortally wounding Robin Hood. And because of the blade that Percival used, well, first of all, Percival then gets killed by Prince Charming, and then while they're trying to heal Robin, Regina learns that her magic won't work because Percival used a blade that makes the wound immune to Regina's magic. And so Emma has to use her magic, and that kind of ties in with the storybook line. Well, a lot, because in Storybrook in modern day, a Fury comes and takes Robin, and the reason being because when Emma saved Robin, she didn't pay the magic price, which in Once Upon a Time, you guys know, whenever they use like real big magic, there's always a price to pay, and in this situation, someone else has to die, or, that's how it works. So what ended up happening is they go and find where the Fury's going to take Robin into the underworld, which I think is really interesting because it had like, it was like the River Styx Greek mythology where you get taken to the underworld on a boat, which I think kind of opens it up to having like Hercules in that kind of Greek mythology, because there was a Hercules Disney movie and they haven't tied that into Once Upon a Time at all, but this kind of does, so maybe we'll see something like that from those characters eventually. But anyway, they save Robin. They save Robin by it was Regina and Prince Charming and Snow White and Grumpy. All four of them connected hands when the Fury was like trying to take the life force, and it defeated the Fury, and Robin's alive. Everything's good at the end of the episode. But then we see that Emma has the Excalibur in the stone, and she's going to be trying to reunite the blade, which is the dagger and Excalibur, making it whole so she can kill the light.
Okay, guys, this section of the Once Upon a Time after show is where you guys come in, because we appreciate you being viewers. You're our friends here. This is a community. Treat the comment section like a message board. Questions, comments. I'm gonna highlight some nice comments from the last episode.
Yep.
And if you want some questions answered for next episode about Once Upon a Time or something you want brought up on this show, please comment below. The last week's question was what kind of other fairy tales we would like to see. Mm-hmm. There was a Sketch McScribbles said that Sketch said that they would like Princess and the Frog and Hercules. And
which I just commented on because I thought that part when the Fury is trying to take Robin to the underworld, it reminded me of like Hercules. So I think that was like pretty cool that they could expand on that in future episodes.
Sketch seems to be pretty up on their Once Upon a Time too, because they seem to remember Rapunzel and Cinderella were already featured in earlier seasons.
Yeah.
So thanks for your comments there.
Yes, thank you for reminding me.
Someone said, I'm new to the show. I'm liking the show a lot. Mm-hmm. I'm new to it though. I only saw a few episodes from previous seasons.
I've seen them all though.
Okay. Carson said that they would like to see Aladdin in Once Upon a Time. Now, has Aladdin been covered?
Not the specific... I don't think the specific character of Aladdin has ever been on Once Upon a Time. And I don't think the specific character of Aladdin has ever been on... Because the Agrabah and genies, that was covered in Once Upon a Time in Wonderland. But, you know, I don't remember specifically Aladdin being on the show. So... I know for sure not in Once Upon a Time, but I can't remember if there was specifically Aladdin in Once Upon a Time in Wonderland.
Another request for Princess and the Frog from Isaiah, and then one more I'll bring up is Alexander Said It All said maybe Atlantis characters would be cool.
Mm-hmm. They did go through Ariel and Ursula. Their storylines have pretty much been covered already. But I would like to see more mermaids. That'd be cool. Max just reminded me, I was thinking Little Mermaid when you said Atlantis, but you actually mean like the movie Atlantis, the cartoon with Milo and all that. That would be really, really cool. Definitely haven't covered that at all. So, I would love to see that.
Yeah, Atlantis, the Lost Empire is the first one.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yep.
They could definitely do this whole storyline there.
Yep.
Okay, so thanks for your comments. Please keep them coming. It's going to help improve the show. by your involvement. We
Yep.
appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, so now I wanted to talk a little bit about the movie Pan that I got to see. I got an early screening in 3D, which I have to say, one, the movie is amazing, awesome, so much fun, and I loved it. And two, I definitely recommend going and seeing it in 3D because the 3D was really, really, really good, and it really enhanced the movie for me. It does come out in theaters October 9th, and I got these really cool bookmarks from the pre-screening, and on the back it has the Jolly Roger. Now, Pan is the origin story of Peter Pan. It goes over Peter before he became Peter Pan and how he got to Neverland and basically who his parents are, which I don't think has ever been covered in a Peter Pan movie before. Usually when you have a Peter Pan movie, it's after he's been Peter Pan and you have Wendy going to Neverland, and this is... yeah, like I said, the origin story of Peter Pan, and they did it in such a fun and colorful way. I just really, really love this movie. The main villain, the villain of Pan is going to be Blackbeard, who is... his actor is Hugh Jackman, and I think he did a really, really good job. The makeup for him is really cool. You don't expect when you see a movie with Hugh Jackman that he's going to be super pale, but it almost made him look like a completely different person, which I loved. And then we do get to meet Tiger Lily right here, and it's kind of before he's Captain Hook, James Hook, and Mr. Smee. But it's a lot of fun. I really liked it. Max, what did you think?
I liked it a lot. It's a live-action fairy tale movie. Mm-hmm. I think guys will be more on board with this one because, I like the other fairy tale movies, but they're more princess. Mm-hmm. This has a lot of action. It gets right into it. You get to Neverland fast. Yeah. And there's a lot to do there, which sometimes when you have these new fairy tale takes, mm-hmm. they don't do a lot. There's a lot going on. Mm-hmm. It's fun. Yeah. A lot of action. The action was well choreographed.
Do you agree what I said about the 3D? I think the 3D added a lot to this movie.
Yeah, definitely
really used it.
One of the best uses of 3D I've seen recently. Yeah. Lots of there was even some 3D where people were laughing. So I'm not going to spoil what it was, but
yeah, we can't spoil it because it doesn't even come out till October 9th. But we're just talking about in general, like 5 out of 5 stars for me.
There's enough action too to see it in 3D. There's a lot going on. Mm-hmm. I really like Hugh Jackman in anything he does because whatever he does, whatever movie, he goes for it. Mm-hmm. He went for it with Blackbeard. I think he had fun with it.
Yeah. And the costumes are great. The makeup is great. I really like this movie. I would definitely even go see it again. I
kind of want to see it opening day again.
Yeah.
Peter. What did you think of Peter?
I don't know. Like, other than Hugh Jackman, I don't know the actors who played it. I don't recognize this boy from anything else, but he did a tremendous job. He was so good. Sometimes with movies, you get child actors and they aren't the best, but he was amazing.
Yeah, his timing, comedic, action, whatever, spot on. Mm-hmm.
I thought it was really cool that we got to see Hook and Mr. Smee before they're Captain Hook and, pirates. I thought that was cool.
And it's great that they got this great actor so young because, not to spoil anything, but they're pretty much planning a series of at least a few movies.
I think they definitely could. Yeah. And I hope they do because I want to go back and see more in this story.
All right, let's talk about Tiger Lily next and then Hook.
Tiger Lily?
What do you think of her?
Oh, she was really cool. It's like a lot different than any version of Tiger Lily I've seen before. I love the colors with the the tribe. I like how they did it. It was like, it wasn't just Native American to me. It seemed like India and Asia and all these cultures mixed together, which I like because it's like Neverland. It's a fantasy world, sort of, but it's so colorful. It's really,
this
really
movie
colorful.
has its own style.
Mm-hmm.
The art department did a great job designing everything.
Yeah, I like her. I like the pink that she has. It's almost like a tribal mask, only it's like on the sides here. This red color. She's really pretty. And
she seems like she could really handle herself too. It doesn't seem like she's just an actress that was in an action scene. It seemed like she could do it.
And then you want to talk about Hook?
I think you want to, yes.
I was trying to think of where his accent is from, and I think he's kind of like a Brooklyn almost. I don't know how, where exactly his voice's accent in the movie is. It seems like kind of like American, I guess. I don't know, but he was really cool anyway, and you learn he has been on Neverland for as long as he can remember, and he wants to get out of Neverland. But yeah, he's a lot of fun. And
Garret Hedlund. He's from Minnesota.
Oh, but I think he had, he was acting. Sometimes you get American actors.
I like this actor. He hasn't been in too much. The last notable, he's done movies, but the last big release he had was Tron Legacy. So he was one of the main actors in Tron. I think he did really good. I think he stepped it up a little bit in this one.
Yeah.
I think
everybody on the cast held their weight and did an amazing job. I liked it. I could go on and on and on about it, but basically, the bottom line is I definitely recommend it to everyone. I loved it, and you should see it.
There's another Hulk out there now, besides the Once Upon a Time Hulk.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think people are going to like
Hook.
him.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think they'll really like him.
Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching this Once Upon a Time after show with a special little pan review, spoiler-free pan review, because I was so excited about it. I had to talk about it. So make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Leave your comments down below to all the different questions. And finally, if you're a new viewer, hit that subscribe button. And we'll see you guys later. Bye!
Bye!